Hey Kyle, let's break it down. Let's go to our next preview. Let's talk about this Tulsa game that's coming up. Okay, so it's the second time around now, and the Shockers know that they know what the Hurricanes had. Are they the Golden Hurricanes?
Golden Hurricanes.
I don't understand.
I don't
They're
know.
in northern Oklahoma.
I need to look that up to see why they're called the Hurricanes.
I'm sure there's some kind of founded by Bob Hurricane or something. I don't know. Tulsa. Okay, this game is Is it Sunday, right? Is it
Sunday? Yep.
Sunday. Sunday at 5:00 on CBS Sports Network. Meaning we'll enjoy it on the radio. But that's it. And the Shockers have played Tulsa once and won close game.
Yes.
Closer than what I think most people
closer.
thought. Technically, it was a road game, but if you check the fans, there was a lot of Shockers fans at that game, which is great.
Yes.
Now this one will be back at Koch Arena. What do we remember about this Tulsa game that's going to inform our thoughts and decisions on how this next game is going to go?
Well, my first memory of that game was a gymnastics competition.
Okay.
Because the first 5 or 10 minutes we couldn't watch because it was on ESPNU, and for some reason they thought this gymnastics was more important. So I don't know what happened in those first few minutes. I never went back and watched it. But actually talking about the actual game, I remember the first half Tulsa led for the majority of it, and it was kind of surprising. Shockers could not make a three to save their life.
Yep.
I know Shaq was in foul trouble, and so they struggled in the first half. The second half, the Shockers came back, were leading for the majority of it, and then at the end of the game, the gap closed, and Tulsa had a chance to win it and tie it at the end, and thankfully they didn't. But yeah, it was closer than we thought. It
was. I think for me, it was. This is going to sound weird. I think it was one of the more impressive wins for the Shockers in the conference play so far. Here's why I think that. The Shockers came out and they couldn't shoot. They had a hard time, especially trying to shoot the three. They couldn't do it. And then I think the referees took them out of the game. And not saying the referees did a bad job, but they were calling it very tight. And so they were calling a lot of fouls away from the ball when Shaq or Daryl or whoever was underneath and was trying to get position. And there's always a little bit of contact and a little bit of pushing around for position. The referees would not allow that at all. It took the Shockers out of the game. So now you can't hit the three and you can't establish an inside game. You're going to lose.
Not a good combination.
But they didn't lose.
Yeah.
That was what was so impressive to me is when taken out of their element twice, they were still able to, and then they were losing, they were still able to fight back and somehow manage a win out of a really rotten situation. So for me, that's what was so impressive. Is it likely that this is going to happen again, where suddenly they can't hit a three at Koch Arena? I don't think so. Is it likely that the refs are going to call this game super tightly? Not likely to, not the way it was down in Tulsa. So for those reasons, I think Wichita State is going to have a much easier time. And if they can win in that environment at Tulsa, I think it's going to be much easier to win at Koch Arena against these guys.
Yes, I would agree. And here's the thing with Tulsa. They are a middle tier team in this conference. They're ranked around 130 on Ken Palm. So they're not bad, but they're not great. And so they were able to hang with the Shockers in Tulsa, and they almost won. But in Koch Arena, man, they're going to lose by 15 plus. I mean, the Shockers are going to just really dominate this one, I believe.
Think so. We've sounded this confident before, and then there's a 2-game losing streak. So we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. Is that count our eggs before they hatch? Whatever that is.
Something like that with chickens.
Yeah, I don't know. but I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
Yeah.
I think the Shockers just need a couple good games at home where they just win some games. And so I would expect to see that in this one. But you got to take care of business too. In the AAC, you can't take a night off or take a game off.
No.
Yeah. So there you go. Sunday, 5 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, Wichita State hosting Tulsa.